Oh shit. Where are you? Are you? Oh yeah, they're fine. You know, it's funny.
Oh, you swallow that?
Yeah.
When I have
Well, my wife thinking about she's always we've been thinking about trying to do something because I used to be that way. My body is like so ridiculous.
you should walk over there.
I have a huge neck.
Yeah.
I'm a fully part of my neck.
We also put the video on the page too, on the press, so that people will be able to see it on there.
Awesome. Are we able to get that that video?
Yeah, it'll be on your page, and I'll be able on Monday when they load it onto the cloud, I'll get the audio over to you. I can be able to clip it and get it over to you.
Nice.
We know these guys have a couple of locations.
We're getting better at it. We're trying to really promote the brand and get it out there.
My dogs, I got married 3 times. All 3 times I called them. They're young, they're on the phone. I'm a one-on-one. So so I said I have a big water.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Aaron?
Good, how are you?
Good. No calls in today. No, I'm sorry. One call today. Let me send you. I forgot to send you the sheet. We got a request for you. When we go to the segment 11 o'clock, instead of taking a break at 11:15, can we just roll through that since we're only going to 11:30?
Can you tell me go for 30 minutes?
Yeah. We'll just do like a live, like this segment is brought to you by. We'll just roll through that commercial break, and I got one call at 11:15 to Dan Shabra, and I'll send you that. I'm sending you the run sheet right now.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Aaron.
Can we just run through? Can we just not take a break? Can we just run through?
Hey, at least I didn't wait till 11 o'clock to ask him. I'm on top of it, see? That way we'll get those last minutes. I get Dan on in that last segment, we'll roll right through it. You see, that's thinking ahead right there. Got time for one more fight.
Oh, there you go. Get into it.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
You better wipe that egg off your face. There you go.
We can put a promo together for you too, like the ones you're listening to.
Yeah.
We do our own too.
He doesn't shoot when the promos though.
Just enough time to swallow, man. Hey, Colton, Hans, how's it sound out there? Sound good? Okay.
All I hear is lip smacking.
There we go.
I'm my own worst enemy. I go wide.
You're live.
And welcome to the Easy Sports Talk Show.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
boy.
indeed. Yes, indeed. About to get it in. Appreciate you hanging out with us on this beautiful, I would say about 50, 60 degree day here in Arizona, going up to about 74, somewhere in that area. Oh, goodness. We got a great show lined up for you here. I haven't been this excited to say the name of an establishment in a long time, but we're going to get that in a second. Right now, first off,
10 years old,
this
man.
segment right here is brought to you by
Colt Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. One of the first to launch nitrogen-infused coffee. They offer everything from specialty coffees to a botanical infusion line of caffeine and sugar-free brewed beverages. Call Colt Artisan Beverage Company at 623-434-0939 or visit ilovecolt.com for more information.
And if you want to get at us, you can call us on the Easy Sports Talk hotline, 602-260-1060. Aaron is behind the glass as always, dropping it like it's hot. You can tweet at us at the Easy Sports Talk, at Ed Smith Speaks, and Javon Love, and that's Love with a L-U-V. So we are coming to you from Freshly Laid,
Yes, sir.
right here in Scottsdale,
Yeah.
15689 North Hayden Road, L129, right here in Scottsdale, 85260. And if you're familiar with the areas, right at the Frank Lloyd Wright and 101 kind of connection. There's Twin Peaks is right over there. Just keep coming. I think it's south, and we're right in this
Right next to the kind of right
Party
across from
City, matches, et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah.
we're going to get into all that, continue to, kind of steer you over here to this great spot. Right, what we're going to do, Jay, we got a great show lined up. Going to talk some Suns, catch up on what's going on with the MLB and their mess, a couple other great topics. To start out, we're going to have Brother Hans join us here with Ray. What's your last name, Ray?
See.
Ray C.,
Yeah.
the manager here at Freshly Laid. We'll start off by talking. Let's get Hans involved to tell us a little about the relationship here, and then we're going to have Ray tell us about this great spot.
Well, I'm so glad this morning got here for a couple of reasons. Number one, they're open and serving great food to the public. Number two, I get to bring some home to my family. So I just want to get that out there. That we've been working with Chef Ray and the group from Freshly Laid and South Mountain Coffee for a number of months now. They surveyed the valley, looked at some different people to be their partners, and we just had a simpatico when we met. And they're a bunch of really bright, smart, hardworking young guys that I'm a young 58. And I'm trying to keep up, right? But they put together just a great concept, and it's a fast casual, and they're not taking a huge footprint, but they're putting out huge food. And people can come sit down and dine. They can take food home, and the concept is really scalable. And that's what I know Chef Ray's working on. And he's going to talk about that probably more the food today than anything else. But the food is fantastic.
And I want to talk about, you call it's a fast casual breakfast restaurant. I'm going to have you explain that in a second here, Ray. But first, I got to give you props. I'm a breakfast connoisseur. You can look at me. I've had a couple breakfast sandwiches in my life, right? And I'll eat breakfast for dinner. I'm one of those people. We're going to talk about this sandwich that I just dove into. One of the best, and I'm not saying it's just because you're on the show. What you did with that egg, and we're going to talk about that. What you did with that egg and that bacon, one of the best sandwiches I've ever eaten. Tell us a little bit about the origin of the store. I love the name too. Tell us a little bit about everything, how you guys came to be and what you're doing here at Freshly Laid.
Well, I mean, the concept we were trying to look for a concept that would appeal to everyone. I mean, we want to make sure that this is a place that people want to come in the morning. It's fast, but we really wanted to concentrate on the food. We don't have a lot of ingredients. We don't have a lot of items on our menu, but what we do have, we concentrate on it to make sure that it's the best. I want to say the best breakfast sandwiches around. So, it's Nick and Austin and myself. We kind of came together to put an awesome concept over here. So.
And let's talk about this sandwich in particular, the one that I had, the walk of shame.
Yeah, wow.
Tell us about that egg and how you get that so delicious like that.
So the egg itself, I mean, we give a large portion. It's almost like a hockey puck of an egg, and we do a maple pepper bacon on there.
Mm,
So it's
mm.
kind of candy when we do it,
Mhm.
and then we have the secret sauce on there, which is a secret.
Secret.
But
Intellectual property, everybody.
but it's our top selling sandwich, and I would recommend it to everybody. So
Everybody and anybody and even somebody.
yes,
Yes.
And then Freshly Laid, the name. How did you come up with that? And the background of that.
Well, it was just kind of Nick and Austin kind of going back and forth a little bit. We wanted to come up with something that people will remember.
Oh yeah.
And just like you were saying, it's something that people want to say, and the branding behind it is awesome. And it was just kind of going back and forth, and they came up with Freshly Laid.
And something I want to talk about too, your eggs. There's something, we watch television all the time, and they're free range and they're this. Explain how you get your eggs and what the difference in your product is compared to like going to somewhere like McDonald's or something like that.
Well, our eggs are cage free, and the way we prepare them, we kind of have a special machine in there that makes it so it's nice and fluffy. It's almost steamed through.
Yeah.
So,
Like a souffle almost.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
So when you bite into it, it's soft, but the sandwich isn't just scrambled eggs; it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah.
And that was the whole concept of it, just to make sure that when you're riding around or whatever it is, you can eat the sandwich and it doesn't fall apart on you. So
That's the uniqueness of it. That's why I said when I first bit into it, I was like, wow, it was different, like a different experience.
Well, I will tell you this too. People first eat with their eyes.
Yeah.
And when you look at that, you're like, man, I can't wait for my lips to wrap around that thing.
Sure.
Because your eyes tell your brain, your body, get ready or run, right? And this is get ready when you look at that. And I didn't think about the fact that it's portable, which is really important in today's, with today's consumer, because everybody's on the go. They're flying, they're doing this, that, and the other. And that's that's an interesting selling point.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all of our sandwiches, if you're taking it on the go, you're never going to have a mess. And we don't just do sandwiches. We have wraps. We have bowls. So there's a little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
And the catchphrase, wipe that egg off your face. You even said that to me right before we came on the air.
Well, you're eating that sandwich, and it's you got to make sure you wipe it off. So
Some of the other items that we can feature on the menu. If someone wants to come in and they had the walk of shame, what would be your next go-to?
Well, our next sandwich, we have the fling. It also has that egg. Well, we have an apple chicken sausage that we have on the menu. So it's a little sweet. There's a little bit of maple syrup in there, but then it has a little bit of cayenne or pepper flakes, so it kind of has a little bit of kick to it. We have a little bit of arugula salad and a honey horseradish sauce.
Okay. On the next minute, so tell us how they can locate you and tell us a little bit about the location here so people know exactly where they're going.
Well, I mean, we have Instagram, Get Freshly Laid, our Facebook, Freshly Laid, and yeah, we just go to our website. We can go to getfreshlylaid.com. But yeah, we're going to be doing some big marketing soon. So
Okay. What I want to do is I want to have you back on later on and sort of tell us a little bit about some of the specials and things that you're doing.
Sure.
And location-wise, you can explain it a little better than I did at the beginning. Tell us right exactly where you're at here.
Well, we're right by this Discount Tire, I believe, is the biggest discount tire in
Creek Road Right 101.
Yeah, right in this plaza. So this is one of those local businesses that I hope our listeners and everybody in the community will support.
Absolutely.
You guys, I mean, just fresh getting started and just a great, sandwiches. The atmosphere is great. I see people behind us here.
The
Beverages. There you go.
Get that one out.
There you go. Yeah. You know, I got my botanical going already. So, but Ray, we're going to have you back on later on, man. We appreciate you having us here. Hans, as always, man. Great to see you, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so we're going to take this break, first segment down. And just to remind everybody, we have a shorter show today. We're getting off the air at 11:30 to make way for the Arizona women's basketball team. They're playing UCLA today. So pregame will be at 11:30. Tip-off is at 12. So you'll have me and Jay until then. I hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Appreciate you hanging out with Easy and Jay on the Easy Sports Talk Show. KDUS 1060 AM as well as KSLX HD channel 100.2 coming to you live from Freshly Laid. Hope you're having a great weekend so far, folks. Be back after these messages, and since he's not sitting in the seat, I'll do it for him. You can. I should have done one like Brother Art. You can. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brother Hans. Did a great job, man. That was easy, man.
You crushed it, right?
You did great, man.
It's there's so much you want to say. Yeah. So you got to talk, you got to be talk slow, understand you, and you got to cover a lot of material. And I think you did great. Yeah, you did great. Next time you can dig into the video a little bit.
Yeah, we talk specials and stuff like that.
Keep hammering where you are, so people can know where you are. This is a super busy place, but Break Point Ride 101 behind Discount Tire is a great way to get the money on things. Cool. I'll be back. That's it. Right. Thank you. I felt like a better man when I got him on. Guys.
I don't know what you have going on next week. Reason I asked you if you're coming next week, Jay's out of town.
I can't.
Going to Cali. I was going to ask you if you wanted to co-host the show with me.
I don't think I'm qualified for that.
No.
Only if I have blessing of my brother from another brother. Hey, I'm in.
That's if you can make it. If you can, but if you can, you can sit in with me.
I drove by there yesterday.
Okay.
They're such a sweet group too. Very passionate. Little coffee shop. They're so excited. They're so excited. And they almost didn't make it during the pandemic.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
7th Street. 7th Street 1.
yeah. It's over in Central Phoenix.
Yeah, 7th Street. Up. Okay.
We are IC Agency, and agency is an understatement. We're a full team.
Next week is March.
Yeah, already.
We got to look at this. I told you guys. Going to 250 stores. The model.
So if you want to reduce the acquisition cost, and
Love this video right here, man.
Yeah, I'm going to do one just like this one.
It's a great video. Welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Appreciate you hanging out, giving us a little bit of your time today, a little abbreviated time. We're actually going until 11:30 today with ASU basketball tipping at 12, but pregame will start at 11:30. This segment right here is brought to you by
Milano Music, family owned and operated for over 75 years. Over 50,000 square foot showroom and repair facility. Over 50,000 square foot showroom and across the valley. Visit milanomusic.com. It's MILANO music.com, or call them at 480-827-1111.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say this. With Colt and our relationship with Colt, you might want, because I'm a little younger than you, so I think this is the way I mean it. Is that there was a time where I would look at, for example, Loud Records. But then I look at whoever was on Loud Records, if I bought Tongue Twister, or if I bought Mobb Deep was on Loud Records. So everything that was associated with Loud is what I would want to check out. So that's why I checked out Wu-Tang. That's why I checked out the Alcoholics. That's why I checked out these different artists. So same things with Cole. If Cole is involved with a company,
Oh yeah.
that's almost a stamp of approval to me in a lot of ways. So that's that same kind of correlation that brand placement, so to speak. So this is probably where we are right now.
And I shout out to Colt Merrill as well with EIC, the relate, because we've been with Hans for a long time, and Hans is always in motion, but it's like always his motion has increased, which I didn't even think was possible through the relationship with EIC, and then obviously the branding and stuff like that. So big shout out to Colton as well. So talk a little sports here, man. With football gone, man, it was a quiet weekend last week. I'm surfing Netflix. I'm doing all kinds of things, trying to fill the airtime. I know you watched a little bit of that All-Star game. I couldn't do it, but yeah, something we'll get into here shortly. One of our prized possessions here in Phoenix with the Suns. Mr. Chris Paul is going to be out for a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right now, the Suns currently 49-11. They dropped one last night to the Pelicans, 117-102. And that's some significance in that, because the Pelicans are not a good basketball team. They are one of the bottom feeders in the NBA right now. But with the and like I said, the Suns still in first place, obviously 6-game lead over the Warriors with 22 games to go. The big story, though, is Chris Paul goes down right before the All-Star break. That last game turns out to be a thumb injury. They called it a Volsion fracture, whatever that is. But he's out 6 to 8 weeks. And that's huge, because obviously we just, like I said, we're talking about the regular season, only 22 games left. They spread it out a little bit. But we're going into crunch time. And once again, Chris Paul is hurt. They lose a game last night. They did win on Thursday. They beat the Thunder 124-104. But like I said, with Chris Paul going down, how do you think that's going to affect this team?
It's interesting. It's because there was so much elation and joy, maybe a little bit of an exhale when the Suns beat the Thunder. But the Thunder and the Pelicans, their records are only a few games apart. So it's one of those things. But having said that, even though it seems like Chris Paul gets injured every season, I have a different way of viewing Chris Paul than I do, let's say, Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah.
And even though I won a championship with that man, but I feel that his is just, you just wait for it that one time in the season where it's coming. With Anthony Davis, it's
all through the
3 or
season.
4 times in the season when it comes. But they should be able to with the amount of but they should be able to with the amount of talent and confidence at the number 1 spot.
Let me ask you a quick question though. What were your thoughts on Chris Paul playing in the All-Star? Because he had the MRI. Either him or the staff knew personally that he was going to be out because of the thumb injury. I'll grab that in a second. So he knew, they knew, and he still played in the All-Star game. And we all know he only played a couple minutes, just popped in. Two things here. One, he could have gave up the spot and let somebody else play it, because it's an exhibition game. There's no real reason for him to play. Then the other is we know he already had the thumb hurt. There's a possibility you get out there and something stupid happens, and a trip or fall, somebody runs it, and instead of 6 to 8 weeks, now you're possibly done for the rest of the year. Maybe you need surgery or something like that. What were your thoughts on him even playing in that game?
I thought it was unnecessary for sure. It surprised me, because I thought it was a no-brainer that he was not going to.
I think you even said that last week.
And the fact that he still traveled, I thought it was odd that he didn't give up the spot. I mean, again, if it's an exhibition game, as we know that it is, let somebody else have that opportunity. You've been there multiple times, and so if you're not going to participate, but maybe
to play 2 minutes was
slightly selfish, and he had to get the green light from somebody. I would imagine, because if not, I think he would have heard either from general manager or maybe from the owner saying that he didn't want him to be involved at all. So I guess he got the okay, the blessing to participate, but I didn't think it was necessary.
I think you used the right word too. I think it was selfish because it was so unnecessary. And then, like I said, it put yourself in harm's way. And here's one thing about Chris Paul. You talked about Anthony Davis earlier. Anthony Davis, you can count on him 3 or 4 times, like you said, being hurt throughout the season.
Yeah.
Paul, it might only be once, but doesn't it always seems like it's at the worst time? Like
So
this
hopefully
happened
this time it's not in the worst time because last time it was
in the play.
it was in the playoffs
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and so it really interfered with.
But even with this one, though, this is 6 to 8 weeks. This is 2 months possible,
yeah,
which
yeah.
bleeds into the playoffs because the end of the season
So
is
if it was
April 10th.
Yes.
So we're almost at March now. So
Yeah.
you're looking at
6 weeks right at the end of the season, and you look at because from that timetable,
Yeah.
was during one
Week and a half,
that
yeah.
week that where they were off because of the All-Star break, right?
Yeah.
So you think about that, yeah, it'll be right at the end of the season, and so you would hope that they would have enough time in terms of practices and things to start to get back in that.
the good thing is it's not a leg injury.
Things to start to get
What
back
is
in that
the good thing is it's not a leg injury. To a certain degree, it's not like game. You can't simulate that on treadmills and even doing suicides and stuff like that. So he'll be a little probably rusty. But as far as that hand, it is his shooting hand, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's right thumb. So it's his shooting hand, and that means you're not going to
clutch
opportunities.
Yes.
And then here's the other thing: we all know in sports, professional sports, when athletes know there's something out there, like it's like a blood in the water with a shark. Dudes are going to be going after the hand, and you watch when he comes back.
Dudes for sure.
There's going to be a lot of slapping at the hand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that worries me a little bit in terms of when he comes back, how effective he's going to be. Now let me ask you this: 22 games left. We got a 6-game lead on the Warriors. Any like trepidation that lead could dwindle and we could lose that number 1 seed in 22 games?
Better not, right? Because you got Booker. Booker's supposed to be a superstar, right?
Yeah.
For the longest time, I was hard on Book.
Yeah.
Right? And I backed off because he started to really show and step up. So I've heard a lot of people say this is. I even heard on ESPN that they said this is the opportunity for him to show that he's a superstar.
I'll tell you what you can't do. You can't be losing to the Pelicans. I mean, those are the. We always look.
And that's what they weren't doing before.
That's what they weren't doing before. Yeah.
But here's something that's interesting as well. So keep this in mind. I heard somebody mention this, and I co-sign this. Is that one of the things that we know about Chris Paul? Is that one of the things that we know about Chris Paul? The big man. So with him being out of the equation, and even if somebody comes in and fills his shoes, so to speak, they probably will not have the same kind of synergy and chemistry with the big man that he does. And so that's going to throw things off a little bit when you think about that. The pick and roll to be able to get to, that's one of the reasons why I think Bismack Biyombo was so effective once he came to the team.
Yeah. And
then as we've seen, even with the kind of the ups and downs along the way of an upward trajectory with DeAndre, of an upward trajectory with.
Is he back? He's not back yet, because I think he's the one who. I think the weight falls on his shoulders to kind of, because he has done a pretty good job being a number 2 when he's, how does this, affect Booker? I mean, does he become more of a distributor now?
Does have to be the do it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, I think let me see what their next game coming up. They got the Jazz tomorrow here. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to start monitoring this. They've only lost, like I said, without Paul, with Paul, they only lost a total of 10. Now in 2 games, they've already split against. Like I said, losing to the Pelicans.
Don't do that. Do not do that. Don't do that.
You know how I do it. Hey, we're gonna take
2.
We're gonna
split. 500 since Paul's.
We're gonna take this break. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend so far, folks. Appreciate you hanging out. Easy and Jay on the Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM, KSLX AC Channel 201.7, coming to you from Freshly Laid, right here at the corner of Franklin Wright and 101. Come out, support this great business.
Right behind the
discount tire. Be back after these messages, folks.
Are you okay?
Clear.
50%. Sounds good. 50%.
I'll be right back. I'm stepping away from the mic. You're live.
And welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Hope you're enjoying your weekend so far. Appreciate you hanging out. Easy and Jay coming to you live today from Freshly Laid over here, 15689 North Hayden Road, right here in Scottsdale. So make sure you come on out. Right behind the Discount Tire, right across from Party City, Mattress Firm, and the car wash over there. If you're familiar with the area, you know what we're talking about. Get on out here. This segment right here is brought to you by
Majestic Services. Contact Majestic Services to do all the dirty work around your home or business. Majestic Services will pressure wash your driveways, awning, pool decks, sidewalks, and more. Call Majestic Services at 602-614-9401 or go to majesticservices.net for your free no obligation quote today. And just real quick, we're excited, especially over with kind of what we've been doing lately, and kind of really being in some of these small businesses. It means a lot. It have the ability to come to a place like this. It's jumping with a lot of people that are in there that are patronizing the media, that kind of sit and enjoy and just enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
But think of these folks, business owners, are their neighbors. They're grinding what they're trying to try to to provide something for them. Also, provide some great food in the end. So
I'd rather support great business like this than some of those big shots over the last few weeks. So definitely come on out here. Wanted to talk before we, because there's a topic I want to definitely talk about.
Yeah.
I know you're going to hate it, but before we get to that, real quick, does it seem like the Suns, the organization, they sometimes feel like there's a black cat walking around out there that they constantly are walking in front of, or somebody keeps walking under ladders or something, because they seem a little snake bitten over the years. It seems like they're always just about to do it and something gets in their way. Remember a few years ago when I think they were playing the Spurs and we had the incident where a couple of players came off the bench because the plot, I think it was, I can't bump Nash or somebody like that. Yeah, Ori bumped them. Guys get off the bench, and all of a sudden they get suspended. And that was a series that we kind of had in our hands. We ended up losing it last year, with the shoulder injury you talked about. And then there's, like, I pulled up this thing, and it was actually an article, and the title of the article was "The Phoenix Suns, the Unluckiest Franchise in Professional Sports." And this, it goes back a little bit. I can't remember when this.
Went back to the points of
but it just seems like they're always something, and it happens at the worst times all the time. If you're looking at this right now, people are like, well, he'll be back. 6 to 8 weeks is a long time to be off your trade and then jump right back in to playoff basketball. And the good thing, though, is number 1 seed, they'll be playing the 8 seed or whoever it is. So the first round is just a quick, hopefully a warm up for what's coming after, because then you get into the meat of it with your top 4 seeds most of the time left. But does it seem like they just are always?
That's a miss. Here's why. It's if you look for negative, you'll find it. It's easy to find it. So it's harder to be able to say, this and that's happened. How am I going to adjust? How am I going to move forward and move? I mean, seriously, during a game, you have 2 bad at-bats against the pitcher. Are you going to next time you go up and say, I just can't do it? Now, you've seen guys that say, this pitcher's up next. This guy's pitching tomorrow. Oh, coach, my shoulder. Because he's always negative, and so that's what that person's envisioning. It happens that way all the time, because what happens with the Suns is that it's that you allow that negative stuff to just come in and just overcome you. It's easy to say if Chris Paul is out, then our season is over. Okay, that's a terrible way to look at it.
Yeah. And
so it's Chris Paul is out. What can I do? What can we do to not only to make our way through this, but to become a better team? Instead of letting all that negative outside noise influence you, or the noise inside your head.
Okay, now let me ask you this then too, because we always talk about expectations, how they, when success happens, expectations rise, right? Yes. We've been riding this number 1 seed all the way through the season. We have been the best team in the NBA, even though a lot of people don't give us respect, me and the Suns. There are still, you know, the talking heads are always talking about how, you know, the Suns are good, but, and then, you know, they'll tell you why this team and that other team is going to win the NBA title. But at this point, if you're a Suns fan, is it now totally just if they have a ship home this year, when are you going to bring one home? Is my question. Is it championship or bust with this? Because we got to the finals last year.
Now, you want to maximize every opportunity because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. Because somebody could decide to retire. I mean, there's all kinds of different variables that come into place. But yeah, you want to. The fact that this team is this good, that has this year, this team, this moment in the back of the year has such great chemistry with one another. You want to take advantage of that and try to bring it home with a championship.
Yeah.
So I think that the expectation is much greater than it would be even last year. Yeah, last year was really
Almost a surprise. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We didn't believe the Suns were that good until they got away to the finals. We still kept doing. I mean, seriously, man, we you know, so it's interesting because now, like I said, they're getting this from day one. We started at 1-3. Look, they've only lost since then. They've only lost 8 games.
You have to. It happens out because you have to. It happens out. This is a bad day. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
It sounds cheesy, but I gotta stop. I gotta figure out how I'm feeling. How do I want to feel? And let's go ahead and take action so I feel the way that I want to feel. And that's what you think because reporters will ask, so you lost 50% of your games. This ball's been out. How do you feel about that, Kurt?
You guys are wrong.
But you lost half of
Hey,
them.
I mean, the ship taking on water?
But so you have to fight that. You have to fight that feeling. That the sky is falling. That is the easiest thing to do.
Hey, you just tossed me an alley. Speaking of the sky is falling, the Lakers. Oh my goodness, the Lakers currently they hold on that 9 hole. On a 9 just right now. Nobody's taking that from them, and they're not giving it up. I mean, right now they lost to the Clippers last night. They're sitting at 27-32, 5 games under 500, 21.5 out of first place. Playoffs for the start now. They've locked themselves into the playing game. We already know that for the most part. What is going on? First off, what's going on with the team? And then let's talk about your boy. You got to defend him in here in a second. What's going on with your leg?
This is a bad GM about to look bad.
Yeah.
Because it's just because you have this number. A lot of good players, if you look at the back of their Topps cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
you'll see, wow, these are really good players.
For
So if we put these, if we're playing fantasy basketball,
Yeah.
we need to get all kinds of points, right? 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. So you can't just roll the ball out there like some. Like it could work all the time. Some team expect it to work all the time. Say that what is it? Super always win championships, but that's not the case. It hasn't been because they win them. They don't win the picks.
And then let's talk about your boy over the All-Star break. I mean, you talk about throwing a Molotov. He made a comment in our game. He makes a comment that the door is not closed on him coming back there to close his career out and to play with his son. There's 2 things. Okay.
Just yesterday, he said, I plan on finishing my career.
Yeah.
I love the purple and gold. I love the. I plan on finishing my term with the Lakers. So continue.
Yeah, the love out there for Cleveland, and then he's totally trashing Pelinka, the GM. And when he's the one basically making all the moves, this is, I mean, I'm sure they've been Westbrook, but if LeBron didn't get Westbrook, he'd have been unhappy. All these things are things that he did, but now it's Pelinka. It's his fault. Like you said, you want to praise Presti over there in Cleveland and thought out there that you could eventually go back there. Why they would want you, I don't know, at 39, almost 40 years old. And then the other thing, I know we all love our sons, right? To be so presumptuous that because my name is LeBron James and Bronny is my son, he's a junior in high school right now. in 3 years, I plan on basically, I'm finishing my career, I'm playing with him. Or you gonna go to the G League and play with him? Or I mean, you basically have just stated my son's gonna make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, there's nothing special about this young man, and I'm
He's
not.
not super tall.
No,
He's
6'3".
not so talented that he is in the top three or four or five of prospects. One of the things that I read is that about 43
In this class, yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure to put on somebody because what if he's not good enough? I mean, your favorite player, Michael Jordan, holler at the All-Star game. He is
Having a little booty.
he had two of
Two
his sons
sons,
played
yeah.
in college football. And
College
they didn't make it to
baseball,
the
yeah,
league. So,
The fact that he is so like, yeah.
college basketball.
The fact that he is so like, to me, that is one. You're putting a lot of pressure on your son, and then to make it seem like, well, you know, he's a no-brainer, surefire lock to get into the NBA. I just, and then
you have some of those players. Blake Griffin had his brother
yeah.
signed by the Suns. He wasn't all that great. Or Seth Curry.
He's elevated, yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So we're going to, yeah. I just can't. Right after these messages, folks, hope you're having a great weekend so far. Jay.
y'all.
Thanks, man. So that last segment, like after this one, we'll just finish it out. you don't mind. It clear my throat.
We're live.
Had to let that one play a little bit. That's that South Philly right there, man. Hey, welcome back to the Easy Sports Talk Show. Hope you're having it. Well, I tell you what, if people listen to us, they don't know we have some fun. I don't know what fun is. So, hey, we're coming to you live today from Freshly Laid, great breakfast spot. It's called a fast casual breakfast restaurant. Make sure you're coming out and check them out. 15689 North Hayden Road. Basically Suite 129 is back here near the Discount Tire across from Party City, if you know the area, right at Franklin Wright in the 101. This segment right here is brought to you by
Casual Sports Radio Network. Go to their YouTube channel, Casual Sports Radio Network. That's casual with the K and the Z-U-A-L. It's your latest destination for the latest updates and in-depth coverage of your Arizona sports teams, including all things Arizona Cardinals for the Birdman fan base. You can go to their YouTube channel, Casual Sports Radio Network, for great content such as the repurposing of the Easy Sports Talk Show, Believe in the Arizona Cardinals music programming like Microphone Masters, Disposable Arts, and more.
Hey, Brother Hans, I got a comment from one of my high school football coaches, Coach Mills. He said, look at that hat, looking great.
Yeah,
Appreciate
baby.
you, Coach Mills. Love you, man. Hope you're doing well. Just a reminder, we're going to 11:30 today. We got the ASU women's basketball game. Pre-game's at 11:30. Tip-off against UCLA at 12. So we'll be here. Tip-off against UCLA at 12. So we'll be here to top off this hour. Let's talk a little Cardinals real quick here. They're trying to pretend like some fences have been mended. According to a report, Cardinals and Murray are now on the same page after the offseason issues. We know he scrubbed his social media and was pouting a little bit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they did the kiss and makeup thing. And what it brought to mind, you have those couples, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's your boy, your wife is friends with the other wife, and they're going through something, right?
Right.
Then all of a sudden, you talk to them, yeah, we got that all cleared up, and then, and everything's good now. And you're looking, and dog, well, like, who they trying to fool? You and your wife after you, who they trying to fool? And that's what it kind of feels like. It was the PR move was, no, everything's great. We're gonna take care of Kyler and the contract. They're either going to sign him to an extension or exercise the fifth-year option, and they have until early May to exercise the fifth-year option or offer him the huge contract. So we'll see how that all goes. But what was your take on? Hey, everything is good. We're good now.
I guess it's better than the alternative, right? Whereas if things continue to fly in terms of the rumor mill, but this is all stuff that's. And you're trying to clean up what Kyler can come to try to work behind closed doors, as opposed to just being so cryptic and then leading this to kind of blow up. He was maybe thinking, I'll show them. And then now his reputation takes a little bit of a hit. It's something that can't be compared.
Yeah.
And then also now the organization has an answer for it and all these different things. But these are all these things that just remind me of locally. I mean, remember when Doug Booker with his contract situation where before he signed?
Yeah.
He's going to go to the Lakers, right? Kobe is trading a player. So all these things start to swirl when he's saying, I'm not going to leave. Yeah, whatever. Let's just continue to have this speculation. And that's what you have a lot of here because nobody's talking. It's such a buttoned-up organization, which is good because you don't want everybody up in your business. That's the first thing that you learn when you get married. I remember my mother-in-law said to me and my wife and I, don't let anybody in the business because I go in there and tell you about why I'm mad at her.
Oh yeah.
And by the time I get home, we straight and you mad at my wife because I told you what happened. So it's the same type of thing. We have to keep these things in house and not try to let these things get out. So that you guys can work on them and figure out what's best for both parties involved.
Absolutely. And that was the biggest mistake I think Kyler made. Like you said, if you don't start any, there won't be any. Don't start, there won't be none. He put it out there, scrub, do this, and now you're spending your time having to defend all this and talk about it when, like you said, if you kept it in-house, nobody would have been none the wiser unless somebody internally opens their mouth, which we always have to worry about that. But, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's the PR thing. We'll see. Because I think he still might be insulted if they exercise the 5th-year option and don't like just right off the bat, hey, here's your 60 million or the 35, 40 million a year. If they don't do that, I think he's still going to be pouting behind the scenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I see a lot of license plates, license plates that have carried on something to do with Kyler Murray around the valley. He has the opportunity to really own this valley, to own Cardinal Nation, whatever it is, to own this fan base. If you just continue to try to get better and improve, I think that he has a good opportunity to do that.
I don't think he has the personality to do it though, because he is so introverted. Think about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. I mean, he's the most PR. He's too much. Yeah. He's the exact opposite. But you know how he owns Seattle. I mean, he owns parts of other countries just because everything. He is so PR. It's like sickening. He could write a book on PR. But his personality leads to. Everybody wants a piece of him because he's so corporate, he's so out there. Because he's so corporate, he's so out there. And Kyler's the exact opposite. Hey, bro, I've seen a couple of Kyler's commercials. Oh my goodness. Oh my good, bro. We need some classes or something.
I'm up next.
I'm up next. We shouldn't be clowning because he's making that whatever that little money. Yeah. But I mean, he doesn't strike me as the dude that's. I mean, I don't. A lot of athletes like right now. We're in a pretty sports-oriented city.
Yes.
I don't even know if there's been a Kyler Murray sighting out anywhere. And I'm not saying you have to be out, but a lot of like Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald did all the golf tournaments. He did commercials. He was at the events all the time. I don't see him doing anything in the public.
But sometimes you just have to make a certain effort, or maybe it's about how those people make you feel. So, for example. What happens oftentimes we have guests on the show?
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. And then after we're done, I said, that was great. I felt good. I felt comfortable. So maybe it's just about trying to loosen up with those right things that you're getting put in the right situation where you can be. I'm sure it's funny, right?
I don't know. I mean, we have not seen any of his personality ever, so I don't know what it is. And not everybody has to be out the front, the pitch man or anything like that. But your comment about him like owning the valley, he could
pushes himself to open up a little bit. I think he'd be amazed. So let's say his personality or what he shows or his leadership is at a level 10 out of 100. Let's just say that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say 10 out of 10. I was like,
but let's say if he shows a little bit of growth and he goes from 10 to 25. Because that's such a huge jump, people will say, dang, because people say to me, you don't know this because you and I, we chop it up and I'm very comfortable around you. And so and just to have that partnership, there's still conversations that we have all this stuff. But there's still a lot of people that say, I didn't even know your husband spoke.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. They talk to Nico. So it's about, and then those times when I do talk, when I go from 10 to 25, out of a scale of 100 to those folks, I said, wow.
Most time after a couple IPAs too, after about 3 or 4. Do I know my partner or what? Hey, if we were on the dating game, bro, I'd be like 3 or 4. Turn over your answer, Jay. 3 or 4.
But yeah, it's interesting because there has to be some changes that have to happen for sure. I mean, if we want to see if they're starting from square one now, things are maybe back balanced. We got to keep moving in the right direction as opposed to having some other rumor come out that takes us in the wrong direction again. Yes, I think.
So real quick, we're on the next segment. We're gonna have a couple people join us. Just an update on baseball. Talks are going on, and they're still hammering at it. Even today, the deadline is Monday. If they don't hit an agreement by Monday, it's already been stated that some regular. Yeah, well, I'm talking about spring training. If they don't hit an agreement by Monday, they're saying that there are going to be cancellations of the regular season. And one of the things the players, they're like, well, regardless when we finish this up, we want to get paid for 162. Well, come Monday, they start chopping 5 games at a time or whatever. They're not getting paid for 162. So, I mean, they better hurry up and get this fixed. The one thing that I'm really disappointed at is what gets lost in this is the devastation of this lockout for our economy out here in Arizona. Right now, these spring training cities, would be like flowing. This is a big day. There'll be games. There will be shopping. There'll be eating. There, at some of these restaurants, everything, all gone right now. We've got none of it. And like I said, that's that's one of the big things that are like behind the curtain. How much this is affecting us out here in Arizona. So I hope they get this figured out soon. We'll keep up on it by next week. We'll know what's going on. So hey, we're going 1 hour down, 30 minutes to go. We're going to take this break. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Appreciate you hanging out. Easy and Jay, Easy Sports Talk Show, KDUS 1060 AM, KSLX HD Channel 2, 100.7, Facebook, Restream, LinkedIn. You can find us all over the place. We'll take this break. We'll be back after these messages, folks.
Okay.
Thanks, Aaron.
AM 1060 KDUS. New Toy Plumbing and Trans.
Easy Sports Talk is brought to you by great partners of the show, including Holt Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of Ed, Jay, and the Easy Sports Talk Show.
You're live.
And welcome back. to the Easy Sports Talk Show. I was going to say second hour, but it's an abbreviated show. We're going to be going about 30 minutes and finish this up. Leads you into ASU women's basketball against UCLA. This segment right here is brought to you by
Cold Artisan Beverage Company, the official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. One of the first to launch nitrogen-infused coffee. They offer everything from specialty coffees to a botanical infusion line of caffeine and sugar-free brewed beverages. Call Colt Artisan Beverage Company at 623-434-0939 or visit ilovecolt.com for more information.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to jump right back into it with Mr. Ray C., the manager here at Freshly Laid. Once again, appreciate you, especially taking time during this busy rush you got, because it looks busy in there.
Definitely,
It looks
bud.
good.
I'm excited to be on here. So.
There you go. So let's talk a little bit about the menu. We had a couple other items we wanted to talk about. Let's get into those. Once again, we want to just talk about the location. And let's start off because Jay had a question for me during one of our breaks. Tell everybody how long you've been open. You're just getting started here.
It's only been about 3 weeks now that we've been open. So we're rocking and rolling. It's been an awesome opening. So
And that's got to be exciting too, 'cause when you launch something, we've all done like Jay and I, we've done business and stuff like that. We've all done like Jay and I, we've done business and stuff like that. You're passionate about it, you get it rolling. To see it kind of start to get momentum.
Absolutely.
That's got to be exciting. This is a great Saturday for you,
yeah.
and we're hoping that every day, Monday through Sunday, is like this. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about some of the other menu items.
So what's really cool about our spot, it's not just breakfast sandwiches. We have our gangster wrap, which is our breakfast burrito, and it has barbacoa that's braised for about 6 hours. We have a little bit of cheddar cheese, candied jalapenos, avocado smash, and then we have the scrambled eggs with the sweet potato hash. Oh man, it's delicious. And we also have our Mac Daddy bowl. It has a little bit of spinach, sweet potato hash, maple pepper bacon, scrambled eggs, and we have our white cheddar chili sauce in there. And then it has a little bit of the avocado smash and a little radish sprouts. So, I mean, man, these have been selling off the shelf, and you guys have to come try it.
Oh yeah.
So I want a question about that. So two things. So how do you go about not only naming the menu items, but then deciding how to put these together? Because again, when we talked about the walk of shame, in terms of the items that you have in it, not unique in that way, but the quality, the way in which you put these. So instead of having crispy bacon, you have it having the bigger pet bacon, all those different things. How do you go about figuring out the ingredients and the names as well?
Well, the names of all the items on the menu, it was a collective. Everybody kind of put their input in. But what's really important is everybody, I know, they eat with their eyes.
Oh yeah.
So when we're building this food, you have to see the colors, you have to see the layers, you have to make sure that the steam is coming off that food. It's super hot, it's super good. So when we're putting this together, even though it is kind of a fast casual location, we take pride in our food.
Mhm.
So that's super important.
And what's really cool, and I'm noticing is about you, Ray. A lot of managers will send the team go do this. You got the apron on right now, which means you are getting your hands in the mix right now. Tell everybody about some of your responsibilities besides managing this great location.
Well, I was here when we opened, and I put everything together when it comes to like the payroll and doing all the POS systems, and just working with all the vendors and everything. So just getting it all together, that was my responsibility here. So and then obviously when it comes to making sure that it comes out, A1.
So for 3 weeks in, but how does it feel when you have repeat customers?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, we have a lot of people that even discount tire here. They come almost every morning now, and
okay.
They do a really good job of cross promoting us, because when they're waiting for their food, when they're waiting for their car, they just come. They take
people right on over.
The food's awesome over there. So I like it that this a community. I want to work with everybody in our complex here. So.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. Nobody's taking us up on it yet, Ray. Whenever you guys get together and you do all of your testing and get into the kitchen and just the mad scientists and stuff like that. If you ever need any taste testers, me and Jay are always available. We put that out there to several, but nobody's taking us up on it yet. But I'm just playing with you.
No,
But
no, believe me, I'm happy to do that. I'll make sure that we all keep in touch with that. I'll make sure that we all keep in touch.
we want to support you guys all the way through, man. Because as Jay and I were talking, it's like you used the word community. And that's what we're all about. We don't live in this community. Jay and I are on the other side, on the west side, but we consider wherever we're at part of our family. And we want to see you succeed within this community. We know there's a lot of big business and stuff like that, but you guys are starting something really cool and we want to see it flourish. Tell us a little bit about the early bird special?
Early bird special.
Okay.
So right now, if you order online from 7 to 9 a.m., and you put the promo code earlybird, you'll be able to get 10% off your order online. So you just have to go to our website, getfreshlylate.com, and you can order it right through there.
Okay. And once again, tell everybody about the location where we are here.
We are on Frank Lloyd Wright and 101 right behind the Discount Tire.
Yeah. And there's, like I said, there's Party City over there,
yeah.
Mattress Firm, right next to the Discount Tire too. So, man, I'm telling you, it is so good.
One of the questions.
And I'm telling you, it is so good.
One of the questions. So different types of restaurants, maybe bar and grills, where they have seasonality to their menus. I think that they have some core items. I know we do some, but just kind of you strike as the kind of guy that looks mid and long term. Do you plan on having some seasonal items that you put on there, or some type of rotating menu items along the way?
Well, the sky's the limit, but we're in a position where we can definitely take it to the next level in that sense.
Okay.
I know that St. Patty's Day is coming up. I'm going to do, corned beef Benedict.
Oh,
just
okay.
Corned beef.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of specials coming up, especially we have March Madness. We have everything coming up that I want to start doing specials for.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Let us know what you're doing so we can let everybody else know. And then I pledge, whenever I'm in the area, I'm going to be stopping by to give myself a walk of shame and try some of the other other items, man. But we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we're going to support you. And I hope everybody will come and patronize. I use the right word, right? Yeah. Yeah, patronize is great. Okay, so I always worry about. I have to make sure I speak properly because if I don't, Jay will catch me.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having us on, and it's been a pleasure being on here.
Absolutely, Ray. Once again, Ray C. Come down here to Freshly Laid 15689 North Hayden Road, and is that L129? Is that like?
It's our suite.
Sweet. Okay, L129. Right here in Scottsdale, right behind 129. Right here in Scottsdale, right behind. Name to this plaza? Most plazas have a name. We'll have to look that up. Most plazas, they have like a something square or something like that. We'll find out. We'll make sure we get it all out there. But Ray, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know you got some people to tend to there.
Right, thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Man. This is, seriously, the quality of food, this is no joke. And I'm not just saying this because the quality of food is excellent, and that's what you do.
Oh, yeah.
Quality food. And that's when you're starting a business, what is intimidating is that you want to have, depending on of course, what the business model is the repeat business. You want to, when you see that person coming for the repeat business. You want to, when you see that person coming for you, whatever it was it good enough quality, or was it something?
What was interesting? We got here, and we always get here early to set up, and as early as 8:30, and we were getting everything put together, and then people just started coming through the door. And what was shocking to me when Ray first said we've only been open for 3 weeks, I was like, what? Because it takes a little time to start building traffic and everything, and to say you've only been open for 3 weeks. And people are just coming through. They got people, and it's not a long wait. I'm just saying people are coming through. They're getting the orders. They're getting their food. Some are sitting in. Some are coming out. And I mean, it flows really well.
Location is good.
Location.
You find the right location. You hope that where you are, that there's enough community with the other business owners that they cross promote in a lot of ways, but then also that you're doing things doing things right, trying to make sure whatever your mission is.
So just to give everybody a little heads up here, normally we'd be taking a commercial break in a minute or two here. We're going to roll through this one since we only have time to 11:30. So this segment right here is brought to you by
True Narrative Media. True Narrative Media understands that today's world, the visual aspect of media is extremely effective in growing your business and expanding your brand awareness. True Narrative Media specializes in telling your unique story, providing a wide range of video services for companies and businesses of all sizes. And for more information, go to 623-350-0735 or visit TrueNarrativeMedia.com.
And just to give you a heads up schedule, we're going to be at Coffee Zona next week, 5202 North 7th Street in Phoenix. Brother Jay, you're going to actually be on the road getting a run in, going to Cali.
It's appropriate for who we're going to be having on here in the next few
Dan, all
minutes.
set for you.
So I'm going to be going out to the 22K in
Yeah,
next week.
Out to Cali?
Out in Calabasas. Calabasas. I hope there's black people.
and I think Brother Hans is committed. He's going to actually do the show with me next week, so he'll be my co-host. Actually, do the show with me next week, so he'll be my co-host. First off, hotlines. We have another special event coming up on the schedule on the 19th of March. We're going to be doing the Phoenix Pride Run. We actually last year it was canceled because of Corona and stuff, different issues. I think we did it 2 years ago. I think we've done the Pride Run 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. You've done it with me twice, and I did one with Jim. So this will be our 4th Pride Run. On the Easy Sports Talk hotline, we have Dan Shabra on the line. He is the founder of this race, the man who puts this all together. First and foremost, thank you for jumping on with us, Dan. Absolutely. So give everybody some details about this, because this, if you haven't been out to the Pride Run, it is a great experience for one. There's a lot of people, all kind of different people, and that's what I love, and everybody's welcome. Great event. Tell us about the Pride Run and where it's going to be, times, everything like that, Dan.
Our motto is idea, inclusion, diversity, equality, and acceptance. Everybody's welcome, and you get that on your opening there. So this is an event that is open for everybody and all. We want everybody to come out, have a good time, and really, if it's your first time or if it's your season's half marathon, we have everything, every type of sport for everybody. It's on March 16th in the Melrose District, the Indian School. It's demo.com.
I may have to get in there and know a little bit more. What time is the 5K? Because I don't want to be too funky. Sitting next to my colleague. What time?
Well, we need to get you up to the half marathon. So the 5K starts at 9 o'clock. With our half marathon starting at 6:30 and our 10K starting at 7:30.
Okay, the half marathon at 6:30. Okay, I may have to, depending on how I do my little training this next week or two. Maybe I'll have to half marathon.
And Dan, are you still needing like sponsors and things like that? How can people register? Tell them all about the process.
Sure. Go to priderunphoenix.com. You'll see an exhibitor registration with lots of information on how to sign up and participate. If you're looking to sponsor, we always are looking for sponsors, and that could be a direct email to support@raceforce.com. And for our runners and walkers out there, just go to priderunphoenix.com and click on the registration button and select your distance, 5 to 10 pounds.
And I think it's important for folks that, of course, I mentioned the 5K, the half marathon. Again, it's run walks. Oftentimes people say, I tell people I'm going for a run. They say, you run the whole time? I wish, but I walk quite a bit. And so it's just a good time to be able to kind of fellowship and just celebrate it. As you mentioned, the phrase is idea, inclusion, diversity. The phrase is this is a big thing. Just get out there and have some fun, right?
Exactly. Just a quick story. When I got into this 8 years ago, we had someone just come out, they crossed the finish line, said this was their first run, and they felt welcome. And that's what our motto is saying, everybody's welcome.
Yeah, and so that can being welcome expands whether it comes to orientation, how we identify, even again, those folks that are trying to become a little bit more active out there, and they say, well, I can't do that because I'm I can't run a 6-minute mile. I can't run a 6-minute mile, but I'll be sliding out there running like a sloth trying to get my stuff in. And it doesn't really matter. But so what are some of the different explain the experience for somebody coming out, because there's some races that you go to where it's just much more subdued, it's a little bit more celebratory. Can you explain like the experience of the
Pride Run Phoenix is an experience like no other run out there. We have participants who sit in the beer garden. Yes, everybody gets a beer for running. North Mountain Creek, one of our sponsors, provides beer. Everybody gets a beer. And people in and out, unlike other runs, they just come and leave here, celebration to celebrate inclusion, diversity, quality, and stuff. And so we have TJ, Rooftop, come out to support. If you are a runner or walker, come out to support the run.
And I was going to ask that, Dan, what kind of entertainment is going to be out this year?
We have the ASP cheerleading team. We have a couple other entertainers that will be out there. TP the roller girls will be out there serving the beer. That's always a great experience as well.
And once again, tell everybody how they can register for the race and for sponsorship, Dan.
You get ready to go out to prideruntickets.com and either click on register or register at the info.
And we're really looking forward to getting back out. How was the experience last year without the race? Obviously, with everything going on, how much? Like I said, how much did you miss it, Dan?
We really been missing it, and I want to say this for Christmas stuff too. So make sure you sign up. We are going to sell out at 1,500, and the sooner you get locked in with the security spots to be done.
Sounds good, and we look forward to seeing you on the 19th. And I think we're going to be setting up right near you somewhere. We need a generator, right?
We'll have to have a big table because I might
We need that generator, right?
We have you covered.
Appreciate you, Dan. Well, we'll continue to spread the word, and we'll definitely see you on the 19th, okay? You got it. As Dan Schaber from the Phoenix Pride Run. Looking forward to getting out there. So we got that date. Like I said, next week we'll be at Coffee Zona along with our partner Colt and EIC over at 5202 North 7th Street. And then the 12th, you'll be back joining me. I think we're in-house that day unless we find somewhere to go. And then we'll be back out on the road for the Pride Run. And here's the thing. I love the Pride Run. It is so much fun. Like, and I'm gonna be straight up. Just watching some of the runners with their costumes and different things. And I mean, it's so much fun. The environment is really, really cool. Now let me ask you this. Compare the Pride Run to other races that you do. Like you said, they're kind of like not necessarily stuffy, but everybody just gets out and runs.
I was at I did a 10K, my first 10K in over 2 years. And it was a cool environment. I mean, it was people were communicating and things like that, and kind of communicating a little bit. But when you think about the energy, the music, and just the different types of outfits, like you mentioned, it's totally different. It's turned up in a lot of different ways, just in terms of the energy there. Some races that you go, depending on if it's a smaller field, then it might be. I'm here to get this trail runner, then we can
get my medal and I'm out.
But yeah, this one is
they do hang out. Yeah, and as we Dan mentioned, I mentioned as well, it's all inclusive. It's really come all and just have a good time.
So this is gonna be because it's in the Melrose district, right? So Midtown Phoenix Melrose district.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit where we were before, so it looks like it's moved a little bit. So
Yeah.
So which is cool. Before we were right near.
You were right near the library or something, right? Or I can't remember that.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. We're looking forward to it.
So
I encourage folks to get out there and try it.
Hey, come on out and say hi to us too. We'll be out there.
Runner, just show some of those 5K fun walks and that type of stuff with her and some of her friends. So it's just something that you're walking and it's for a good cause, and so just to be able to celebrate that way. So,
weather should be good too. I think we're talking about a couple 3 weeks from now. Weather's good, not too hot yet. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. So to finish this show out, we got a few minutes. What do you got to finish the weekend, man? There's no football to watch. So what do you want to do?
I'm getting my. I gotta get 10 miles into it. I gotta get 2 miles in today just to be able to. Because next week we'll get 22K. That's about 14
Yeah.
miles. So I gotta get that today. So looking forward to that. I'm gonna get a bit of grinding and what to do tomorrow, which I'm doing. And so yeah, that's about
I got my Tar Heels at 12, so I got that recorded. They play North Carolina State today. They just, I mean, they just, I love them and I hate them. They just, I never know which team is going to show up. Just, I'm bracing for March Madness coming up here soon.
March Madness makes me think of Javon Howard. You saw the fight.
Oh yeah.
Should it have even been discussed that he should have been about
No, that's an automatic suspension. Oh, you're talking about
automatic
fire.
suspension.
Yeah.
But people were saying that he should be fired because you're the coach of the team, this, that, and the other. I understand that you are held to a higher standard because you're supposed to be a leader of young men, and I get that. But what does that say to the young men that you're supposed to be leading with? Hey, you mess up once, you're out. What does that say about grace? What does that say about being able to make adjustments and being held accountable to what you do with the second opportunity?
It's tricky. I mean, what comes to mind, and it was a different situation. I think it was Woody Hayes, the Ohio State coach, who punched a player. I know, but there was still contact, and it was with a player, and he was done after that.
Yeah.
As far as Jawan, I mean, he struck another coach. I don't think that's too. I don't think it was a fireable offense, but it's definitely a bad look.
So me and you. So when they talk about those handshake lines, right?
Yeah.
So typically you have those coaches that will come through, and I'm shaking his hand right now. They grab the elbow.
Yeah.
And so the way that you saw that coach from the opposing team when he grabbed his elbow, wasn't that, hey man, good game.
Yeah.
Hey, let me talk to you for a second, man. Let me tell you.
You know
something.
what he did? He aggressed me. That's aggressive. He aggressed me.
He wasn't trying to say what's up. He tried to aggress him.
Because Jawan did, he had that 50-yard stare, like I just wanted to, don't touch me, don't talk to me. He's just gonna go by, and then when he got him, it was like, well, get your hands off me, you know. I mean,
yeah. So I think they were
one of my favorite all time.
Yeah.
Temple Owls, the head coach. Oh my goodness. Him and
what's the
oh my God.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, good girl."
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was at a press conference,
Yes.
and he was trying to get at you. I know you're looking it up, but that's my favorite all time coach. Coach is going wild. Let's call it that. Coach is going wild. Yeah. God rest his soul, but he gave us one of the best memories of all time.
Yeah, man.
Calipari, he was going after Calipari. I think Calipari was at UMass or that was at that time. So
kick your butt. He came in.
Always, hey, from the back row too. He was from the door. Oh, kick your hands. Boy, like if he could have got after him, that would have been golden. So
but I think some of that stuff is just it's overblown. Trying to get some things, especially during the dead time of the season.
Oh yeah.
And, the hypocrisy that reigns.
So once again, we only got a couple minutes left. Make sure you come out here and support Freshly Laid. 15689 North Hayden Road. L129 is the suite right here in Scottsdale. Come on out here and grab you a great sandwich and grab you some of that good botanical or some coffee from Coke and just get it in. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do here. Come sit and have your drink and your sandwich. And what was it one? The gangster roll? I like the name of that one. Gangster rap. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so we'll be trying different things ourselves. But like I said, once again, come out and support this great business. Appreciate it. Well, let's give our thank yous real quick. First, thank you to Brother Hans Schatz and Co-Artisan Beverage Company, official beverage company of the Easy Sports Talk Show. Freshly Laid and Ray C here. Come out and see them. Mike Milano and the family of Milano Music. I want to thank Colton Merrill with EIC Agency, Frank Sturpey with Imagine Schools of Arizona, Coach D'Alicio, the Varsity Sports Show. Congratulations, Coach. 2 hours coming this Saturday. And just, you won't be here next week, Jay, but next week will be the 5-year anniversary of the Easy Sports Talk Show. Very first show was March 4th, 2017. So we'll be celebrating 5 years of getting this in. So you might have to. I want to thank Tina Smith on E3 Cryo and Wellness Center, Majestic Services. Let them come out and do your dirty work. Brother Mark Twain Beaver with True Narrative Media, Casual Sports Network with Brother Earl and Brother Sean. I want to thank Ray C for joining us. Trying to think if I missed anybody. Aaron, thank you so much for all you do behind the glass, man. I hope you have a great finish to your weekend and getting in with this ASU basketball game is getting ready to start. Other than that, thank you everybody for making this a great show. We appreciate our listeners. Jay gonna miss you next week, but I'm proud of you. I told you I'm proud of you too, man, for the commitment and everything you're doing. Hey, get it in, bro. Go get it in. One of these days I might be healthy enough to join you. I might be out there walking next to you. We don't know, but hey.
Some alligator after the show.
Not where we used to walk out there one time. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Up next, ASU basketball against UCLA women's basketball. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Enjoy your weekend, folks.
You can.
Thanks, Aaron.
Easy out there, everybody.
You guys have a great week.
You too.
AM 1060 ASU women's basketball.